Alright, welcome back everyone. So before we go and start our, Whoa! I never have seen that animation before. My guy like reached down and adjusted his sword. That was cool. Anyways, before we go and mess with all the cities and go grind through their various quests, which are all just close this gate, we're going to go into the Elder Council Chambers, have a little talk with Okado, who's in charge. Oh, there he is. Okado.
From the Blades, did you say? Joffrey sent you? What's this about? Quickly now.
We need aid for Bruma.
This is terrible news. Under normal circumstances, I would dispatch a legion or two to Bruma immediately. But the circumstances are not normal, are they? I've been pleading for troops for Cyrodiil for weeks, but the generals assure me that the entire Imperial army is already fully committed. Besides, I'd have a full-scale political crisis on my hands if I tried to pull any troops out of the provinces. I'm sorry, but the cities of Cyrodiil will have to fend for themselves for the time being.
Awesome. Yeah, you do realize that this is to directly protect the heir of the Emperor, right? Chancellor Okado. You know that there's actually a fan theory that because this guy's an Altmer, that he actually is trying to sabotage this thing because of what happens between... Well, I guess that wouldn't really make sense between Oblivion and Skyrim because the Thalmor don't start to rise to power till after the Oblivion crisis is over, but we'll cover that one day when we play Skyrim.
Please excuse me. I have things to attend to.
Yeah, you're a lot of help, thanks. Okay, so can't send any Legion troops. I guess it's up to us now. We go grab our detachment of soldiers we've been building at Battlehorn and take them to war with us. Also, after this is over, I may have one or two new items from a couple of specific gates. And if that's the case, I'll tell you afterwards. So, wish us luck.
Your reputation precedes you, Hera of Kvatch. You have done my city a great service by closing the Oblivion Gate. I will now gladly send soldiers to aid in the defense of Bruma. Consider it done. I've heard that you've closed the Oblivion Gate outside Anvil. I honor you for your bravery and service to my city. With Anvil safe for the moment, I will send some of my best soldiers to bolster the Bruma garrison.
Mehrunes Dagon has no more love for my kind than for my mortal subjects, less perhaps as we make poor slaves. You have helped me by closing the Oblivion Gate near Skingrad. I will likewise help you by sending aid to Bruma. With the Oblivion Gate near Leyawiin closed, I suppose the immediate threat is lessened. I will do as you ask. Let no one say Leyawiin did not do its part. Uphold the Empire.
Are you mad? A Knight of the Thorn never returns home until the mission is done. It's our way. Now, in my father's name, as Count Indorus of Cheydinhal, I order you to lead me to that sigil stone. I suggest we use the Raymond Sweep formation. You'll assault, and we'll guard the rear flank. Onward and upward! Huzzah! is ours once again. Huzzah! You've done well. I wouldn't have expected such bravery from someone who isn't a Knight of the Thorn. Now that this battle between good and evil has been won, and the day is ours, you should go speak with my father. He will reward you greatly for escorting me home and closing the Oblivion Gate. Since you have led us to victory, I am hereby giving you the honorary title of a Knight of the Thorn. Your name shall be revered, and your deeds placed into song, to be performed by the greatest bards for generations to come. Congratulations. I will not forget your service to me and to Chamberlain. Rescuing my son from the Oblivion Gate was a daring feat. With the Oblivion Gate closed, I can now gladly send aid to Bruma.
I hope I can help. I have few enough men to spare, but you have more than earned our help. I will send what aid I can. Bruma must not share the fate of our city.
I hope you enjoyed watching me crush some serious Oblivion gates. Did a lot of running. While we were out and about, I did manage to pick up one item I'm going to show you here in just a few minutes. But before we do that, we need to do this next part of the main quest, Blood of the Divines. So we're going to go in here and talk to Martin. These guys are still sparring. They're committed. They're committed. They need the practice for sure. So let's get in here. Martin?
I figured out another item needed for the ritual, to open the portal to Cameron's paradise.
Perfect.
The second item is the counterpart to the first, the blood of a divine. This was a terrible puzzle to me. Unlike the Daedra Lords, the gods have no artifacts, and do not physically manifest themselves in our world.
That's not entirely
How
true.
then to obtain the blood of a god? But Joffrey solved it. The blood of Tiber Septim himself, who became one of the divines. This is a secret remembered only by the Blades, passed down from one Grand Master to the next. Joffrey should tell it to you himself.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Be sure to speak to Joffrey about the armor.
Joffrey.
So, Martin wants you to recover the armor of Tiber Septim. I wish there was another way.
Oh, what?
The armor is in the shrine of Tiber Septim, in the catacombs beneath the ruins of Sankator, a holy place once.
Uh-oh.
But Sankator became evil long ago. No one has returned from the shrine of Tiber Septim for many lifetimes.
What evil lurks in Sankrator?
I do not know. The catacombs of Sankator were sealed by the first Grand Master of the Blades. The four mightiest blades of Tiber Septim's day, Elaine, Valdemar, Relus, and Kaznar, went to Sankator and never returned. Here, this is the key to Sankator's outer door. I fear I am sending you to your death, but we have no other choice. You must succeed.
Well, fair enough. Tell me about the armor of Tiber Septim.
An ancient relic of the first emperor, who became the divine Talos, the patron of our order. After the Battle of Sankator, Tiber Septim gave his armor to the Blades in honor of our role in his victory. The Blades built a shrine in the catacombs of Sankator, on the spot where Tiber Septim received the blessing of Akatosh. The armor has been there ever since. Before evil came to Sankator, this shrine was a place of pilgrimage for all Blades. But no one has visited the shrine and lived to tell the tale in centuries.
Interesting. All right. I'm just going to click A for Bruma and see what he says.
You've done better than I had hoped.
Oh, there you go.
Bruma's garrison is now as strong as we can make it.
Nice. I got everyone. Cool. Thank you, Joffrey.
What do you need,
I'll us
friend?
guide you.
You still got the engraving on the floor there. All right, well, I guess we need to head to Sankrator. There's a lot of awesome lore involving Tiber Septim and how he won. I just want to reiterate for a lot of people that have only played Skyrim and they hear Talos and they're into the Nord thing. And yes, Talos is awesome. Yes, I personally like him. But you need to understand he was a jerk. He was a freaking hardcore conqueror. And he stabbed people in the back and he was a politician. I mean, he was favored by the gods, obviously. or we wouldn't have been able to do what he did, let alone become a god himself. But I can tell you right now that he was not just purely a good guy. It depends on your point of view, but overall, he did some scummy things. As is often the case with even the best people in a war. Sometimes you have to do what you gotta do. So, just keep that in mind. But I'm gonna climb the mountains here and get us to Sankrator. When we get there, I'll show you my new toy I've got. Alright. Starting to get fairly close to Sankrator here. There's a lot of history behind this this ancient fortress. As you can see, it's pretty good size. It's not a single little tiny thing like some of the other fortresses. I don't know off all the lore off the top of my head. I might tell you in the next episode. Oh, we got some skeletons. But, yeah. So now it's time for me, I guess, to show you my new toy. So when you go into the Coral Oblivion Gate, now listen very carefully. If you want the best bow in the Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, I mean literally, I think including DLC, this is the best bow. It's called Hatred Soul. It's a Dremora bow, but you have to get it out of the gate at Coral. Now, I'm going to tell you how I got so many arrows and whatnot for it, because there is a way to get technically additional copies of the bow and arrows. But here's what it is. Check this out. This is the highest when combined with the matching arrows that it comes with. This is the highest base physical damage in the whole game. So we have Hatred Soul, 29 points of damage with 35 points of fire damage and drain speed, 45 seconds on target. So you stack that. That's pretty good. Then you have these arrows. They're the best arrows in the game. 21 damage. So together, without enchantments, we're talking 50 damage. 50 damage with Hatred Soul and a Hatred Soul arrow. That's massive, not including enchantment. What's cool is that these also come with Soul Trap 15 seconds on strike. So I could refill things, because the downside to Hatred's bow is you only get 15 shots before it runs out of enchantment. But holy crap is it powerful. And then if you do stealth and get a multiplier from hiding, it hits like a freight train. So what I did to get a bunch of arrows was Coral. Okay, so I had to look this up. That's how I accomplished it. So Coral's Gate has a certain blueprint, right? And I told you all the gates are different. Well, it turns out not exactly. You see, certain gates will be certain blueprints every single time you play the game. For example, I told you there's all these random places that can spawn gates, and it depends on your game which ones spawn, because some games they might not spawn there and other games they will. But there are certain gates in every playthrough that will be present. Obviously, the ones for Allies for Bruma will always be there, and a couple other ones. Now, what I find interesting is that it uses a blueprint called Oblivion Gate 2. All that means is that the layout's the same. If you go, it's on a little island. When you come in, you have to go to a separate little island in the lava and go underground and fight some stuff, and then you can get this bow. Now, I found 2 more gates in my playthrough that people had posted online, like, this may have the same blueprint. And you can tell when you walk in immediately if it's it. I found 2 more, and I robbed the arrows out of those as well. So right now we got 264 Hatred Soul arrows. And I don't think there's a fixed amount of arrows it gives you either. I've heard of some people getting as few as like 30. And I've heard other people here that get way more than that. I've had people tell me they only get like in the teens. I don't know if I just got really lucky or what, but I have a lot of Hatred Soul arrows. So we're going to rock the crap out of these right now. Let's give it a shot. Look at that. 2 shot, and we got a soul off of it. That's what that sound is. So we just... That guy's probably Skeleton Champion, too. Skeleton Hero, yeah, we 2-shotted him. Wow. Whenever we can, we need to recover these arrows, but they're probably not going to let us recover them unless we just flat out miss, because they're enchanted. So, we do have Azura Star, and now that we have Soul Trap arrows, since I always forget to cast Soul Trap, we can keep using Azura Star, which is refillable, remember. refillable soul gem that's a Daedric artifact, and we can keep filling it. Now, I do have a lot of these on me right now, so we have stuff to refill. I've been saving them. Oblivion Gates have gotten me a few. So we're here at Sancre-Tor. I can't remember all the lore. I'm pretty sure this is a massive battle that kind of turned the tide for Tiber Septim in conquering the Empire was at this place. And so, like they said, there's a blessing he got from Akatosh while he was here. Oh, a Lich. Oh, that guy has Reflect. See how we're getting hit even though that guy's like a mile away? It's because he has Reflect on. Nice. Did we kill him? No. There's another Lich in there? Okay, high level. This is going to be a total pain. Isn't it? Is that a ghost Lich? What the? I can't tell if he's coming to talk to us or not. Let's talk to him. No, we can't talk to him. Nether Lich. Okay, he's just a type of Lich. I didn't know if he was unique or not. I mean, look how strong these guys are. Even with that, I mean, they're still freaking hard to kill. Oh. Can he just AoE himself? It sounded like something else hit him. Or his summon. Maybe he hit his own summon. Come on, die. There we go. Snatch the 5-star. Oh, skeleton. Take you down, skeleton scum. You know what's funny is in Oblivion or up till Oblivion, skeletons were actually pretty formidable enemies. And then in Skyrim, you're like, oh, thank goodness, it's just a skeleton. I'm gonna one-shot him. Funny how things change. Okay, well, we defeated the liches easily enough. So here we are. Yeah, this is a very holy site. Maybe if I inquisit, if we run into any NPCs, maybe I can kind of ask them some questions and get the feel for what exactly happened at Sancre-Tor. But if not, I'll look it up and tell you guys, even if it's next episode. I have found the entrance to the catacombs of Sancre-Tor. I should search them for the Shrine of Tiber Septim. Okay, here we go. Now, talking a little bit of lore here as we go in, because I wish I was a little more prepared before I shot this episode to explain the lore, because this place is very significant if you're into the Elder Scrolls, particularly if you are a fan of Talos or Tiber Septim, because this is really the place where he became divine. Up to this point, he was just a general, I believe. You know, he wasn't anything special in particular, other than he was a very good tactician. Let's see here. Another Wraith. These Hatred Soul Arrows are great. 2-shot on that Wraith. Wow. Just wrecking everything. Use our stealth to our advantage, shall we? Oh, I gotta show you one other thing I got, because we might actually use this. Sorry. You probably saw, I don't remember if I put it in the montage or not, but you probably saw when I did the Shadenhall Oblivion Gate, there was this thing about the Count's son. He was a Dunmer, and he has his own little thing that his dad made him called the Knights of the Thorn. So, I didn't think anything about this sword, but we got it. It does 29 points of damage, so it's right up there with Sword of the Crusader, but what's crazy is it got 60 uses. Disintegrate armor, 120 points on strike. So, pretty much, if I'm thinking right, that means that it could just absolutely, in a hit or two, crush an entire suit of armor on an enemy. But what's cool is if you look, so, you know, they're Dunmer, they're Dark Elves, and one of the big things you got to understand about Dark Elves is that Dark Elves have a couple materials that they craft with. I know I'm getting sidetracked, but, you know, it's It's Elder Scrolls, man. It's Elder Scrolls. But I'll give you the short version. They craft with parts of insects over there because they have large insects that are predominantly found in their land. Like, I mean big, like they ride them around and stuff. They're called, they call that chitin. So chitin is common. Glass, which is this that I'm wearing, but this isn't glass like I've stated a long time ago in our Let's Play. This isn't regular glass. This is actually comes from its own material called malachite, something like that. And it's very rare in commodity. Now, if you'll notice, this suit of armor, actually, a lot of people don't know this about Oblivion. Even though it's set in the Imperial Province, glass armor in this game is particularly from Morrowind. And the way you can tell is the markings here. And look how bright green it is. See how it's very bright green? That's because of the type of malachite found in Vardenfell, the island of Morrowind. And here on the chest, you can see, if you're familiar with like Elder Scrolls Online or any of the times the Dunmer are displayed, they have kind of these Velothi-looking symbols here, and that's what this is. So this is, in fact, a Dark Elf type of armor. Now, it just happens to be one of the best suits in the game, but this sword is also Dark Elf, and the way I can tell is, see these little horns coming down off? It's kind of got like little bug antennas and stuff like that. I would not be surprised to see if this sword had some lineage to that, and how the blade is serrated. I don't know. Going total nerd on you, I know, but I just think that's cool. So I appreciate they didn't make all the swords look the same. One thing I complain I have about Skyrim is they still had unique weapons, but they had a lot less without mods. There was just a lot less of like swords that actually have different motifs and looks from one another. That's my biggest problem with Skyrim is Elder Scrolls games, one of the funnest parts is what unique items am I going to get, you know? And I feel like Skyrim really dropped the ball. They were there, but it was not nearly what it has been in the past. Killed him. That was a freaking strong Wraith. I mean, when it takes that many shots with this bow, you know that that's a strong, strong enemy. So, yeah, Gloom Wraith. Holy cow. We are eating these arrows like candy. I might, the only time I'm considering cheating, to be honest with you guys, is I'm considering, oh, that guy sees us. I'm considering doing a duplication glitch if we get low on these arrows, because basically there's only so many you can obtain in the game. And I know that sounds really cheap, but hear me out on the fact that no other arrow we equip is going to be able to hit like these do. And, you know, we're max level. We want archery to be enjoyable. One of the reasons, I'll be honest, I haven't been using it in our fights quite as much. I'm trying to start to use it again. Besides the arrow speed mod we lost a little ways back when I had the computer problems. One of the biggest things about this game that I've realized too is that I need to, you know, I need to get through combat in a reasonable time. But bows just, sometimes they're really good and sometimes they're not, you know? I don't know. This game, the archery system feels a little weird. I'm going to run back here and hide. I'm going to keep killing wraiths and pushing us through this dungeon. And when we find something interesting, I'll meet back up with you. Yeah, it appears we found an undead blade. Oh, this guy seems fairly tough from what holy moly. You're kidding me. We're actually going to use Adrenaline Rush, our Red Guard power, and get our stats cranked. And we're just going to wail on this guy as hard as we can right now. This is crazy. Look at his health. Oh my gosh. There's got to be a better way we can kill him. I don't think there is, though. We're just going to have to duke it with him. He's just got a lot of health and doesn't do much for damage to us, but very annoying to fight. But it's a blade, you know. Wouldn't be the first blade we've killed this playthrough, though, if you think about it. Because if you remember, back in the arena, the yellow team that we were fighting, they had a guy who was an ex-blade, too. I ended up beating him. Obviously, he wasn't some ancient, revered, guard the tomb of the Holy Emperor guy, but still, nonetheless. Man, die already. dude. Undead blade. Holy crap. Okay, ancient Akaviri katana. Oh, what the?